Hey, welcome back. Time now for a little check-in on our region's ever-expanding light rail network. So in less than a month, Sound Transit will open 3 brand new stations in North Seattle, U District, Roosevelt, and Northgate. We're excited for the new stations, but there's still a lot more under construction. And we got an update on this very issue from Seattle Times transportation writer Mike Lindblom.
October 2nd is opening day for the Northgate, Roosevelt, and U District stations. There is not a big grand opening ceremony because Sound Transit believes it would screw up all the bus changes that are going to happen the same day, including routes serving maybe 10,000 people or so from Snohomish County that will stop at Northgate instead of slogging all the way into downtown. So anyway, October 2nd, normal schedule, trains will be 10 minutes apart, but they'll just go 3 miles farther and cover 3 more stations.
During the pandemic, have we seen less and less people obviously using Sound Transit?
Light rail ridership dropped to about 20% normal for a while. It's recovered now to somewhere in the 30s. It'll keep growing. Northgate Link and these stations, they're now called the One Line. They are supposed to increase the ridership by 50,000 people. That's not going to happen right now because of the pandemic.
And it will eventually, I'm sure. I was mentioning before about how when you're driving up north towards Edmonds, towards Montlake, you start to see some of the incredible work being done on the Link Light Rail, right? Where are we with that right now?
That line was approved in 2008 and it opens in 2024. I don't think anybody's very satisfied with the extreme amount of time it takes to deliver these projects. Just the planning process can go 3-5 years or longer, even in a place like Northgate to Linwood where the topography is pretty easy compared to, say, digging under downtown Seattle.
I guess I should say, to me, it seems like it's moving quickly because I've only been here for 6 years, but in 2008 is when it was approved. We're talking over a decade. So why does it take so long? Is it, like you said, the planning, infrastructure, trying to get ease of space?
A lot of it is just the hyper-democracy we have in the Seattle area, the Seattle process. It has its own Wikipedia entry and should have a trademark. Nationally, there are similar problems too. People don't agree on where to put things. Sound Transit 3 that was approved in 2016, Sound Transit thought they would speed things up by going really hard to the public for public outreach. They created a 5-layer process, everything from neighborhood town hall meetings to politicians. That was just became an open door for everybody to request different alignments, including West Seattle politicians wanted 2 tunnels through 2 different hillsides. They didn't go for that, but there are a couple dozen or more different variations that went into the environmental impact studies. Those aren't done yet. We don't have a good sense yet of exactly where the lines will go in Seattle, and that all creates time and cost to not know what you're going to do in a very difficult terrain.
Yeah, it's really depressing to hear that. I really kind of hoped for more when it comes to seeing these move ahead. Do you think they're going to be significantly delayed? Are we talking maybe another decade?
Well, they've already lost 2 years in West Seattle because of planning delays. The staff blamed COVID and difficulty communicating between different agencies for some of the delay. They published a new schedule on August 5th, which shows these kinds of delays, for instance, downtown Everett in 2041. But they're hoping to dial it back to 2037 if they can get a lot of money. That's a whole different problem long-term, how much money you get from the federal government. Is there a big infrastructure plan under the Biden administration that brings more money? National experts recommended trying to give some projects a green light, just skip the normal environmental review process and just check off that it won't destroy salmon and just go with that. That kind of thing. Sound Transit 3 has some projects that would be ideal for that kind of fast track treatment, but I don't know if that's going to go anywhere in the national government.
It's a shame. I really would like to see, you think about the World's Fair, we got our monorail. You think that Seattle was kind of seen as this, modern utopia for transportation. Do you think we'll ever get there?
Well, for folks who grew up here and are aging quickly, like myself, we remember in 1970 that voters almost approved a subway plan during the midst of a Boeing bust, the Boeing recession. In geologic time, Seattle has actually turned an important corner where it's no longer being argued whether we should be a rail transit city. 3 elections have put that basic question to rest, and there's a pretty broad consensus the region should be building rail transit. and that highway expansion is continuing on the outer fringes of the Seattle area, but you're not going to put tunnels or huge lane expansions through Seattle, and even the Bellevue area is starting to run low on space for cars. You've got to have more tools in your belt to move people.
There you have it.